Welcome to another episode of Hard Factor, presented by the Barstool News Network. It is Tuesday, May 5th, 2020. That's Cinco de Mayo, if you guys didn't know that. You know, I didn't know if you know. I got the tropical vibe going on over here. I feel like I'm on the Yucatan already.
Oh yeah, no, it's been looking forward to it.
Well, I mean, of all Cinco de Mayos, you can really house Mexican beers infinitely. This one,
yeah,
because you don't have to go anywhere.
I've got quite the to-go order from a local Mexican joint lined up for today.
Yeah, exactly. Remember, subscribe to youtube.com/hardfactornews to watch us do the show every day and night. Boys, thanks for covering the murder hornets while I was away. That was a fun way to wake up on Monday. Kim Jong-un's having gross sex and murder hornets are killing everybody. So
yeah.
Thanks,
all the bad people are winning.
The beauty of the sex is really in the eye of the beholder.
The more evil you are in 2020, the better it is.
Yeah. All right. Also, make sure to check out the Barstool Comments show dropping every Friday. We're going to expand our search operation amongst the boys here to find the absolute best comments from the Barstool blog each week, and we'll be producing that video for you every Friday. I think it went pretty well last Friday. You guys talk about it yesterday?
Yes.
Okay.
Apparently, you didn't listen to the show all the way.
I listened, but sometimes you lose focus a little bit. Anyways, we've got politics, economy, space, entertainment news, and so much more today. I'm going to get us going since I've been out. We've got some making up to do. All right, this first story I'm calling Republic Pounce. So, fellas, you guys remember that thing? It was a big report. It was called the Mueller. Mueller? You know how to pronounce it? Mueller.
Ring a bell.
Anyways, it was a big thing that ended up leading to nothing. And then there was the impeachment afterwards that didn't work, which was kind of related. And then I said something about the Durham report. And like late last year, I was like, hey, the Durham report's going to be in the works. Watch out for that. Well, the Durham report is finally starting to emerge. And basically, it's the Mueller report in reverse. It's the counter investigation to the Mueller investigation. And
it's
fellas,
like the Viking ship, right? Like that ride, the shitty ride at all the
that's
amusement parks.
exactly
It's like the
it.
Viking ship. You go up on one side, and then the pendulum swings
Mueller
to the other
report,
side. Yeah,
Durham investigation.
exactly. Gotcha.
Mueller report,
Right.
Durham investigation.
I was on one of those at Dollywood over the summer, and I tried to bust my phone out to film some sweet content for the gram, and apparently that's a no-no because they stopped the whole fucking ride, and then a man came and took my phone from me, and then they restarted the ride.
Oh man.
Pat,
Well, you know why, Pat?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Will.
Oh, Pat's Michael Flynn. That's all.
Well, yeah. Also, but everyone loses their keys and phones. You're not supposed to have your fucking phone or keys out during the Viking ride.
Kung Fu grip, dog. Kung Fu grip.
Yep.
Right.
Well, they should have told Michael Flynn that before they started the Mueller investigation. So the first domino to fall in this Durham thing appears to be the handling of General Michael Flynn by the FBI during the investigation. The Durham team has uncovered FBI records on the day of Flynn's interview for the Mueller report, saying, quote, "What's our goal? Truth or admission, or to get him to lie so we can prosecute and get him fired?" Question mark. Quote, obviously showing a plan to entrap the general during the investigation, which seems more like an interrogator's job in a, third world country, not a U.S. FBI investigator. That's where the issue lies, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, most interrogating jobs, that's the goal, but you don't want to.
You don't write that on paper, do
You don't
you?
write that on paper.
You don't write that on paper, do you?
No.
Yeah.
Hey,
Anyhow,
Will, can you give some high level on this for those of us who don't exactly remember what Flynn did and all that stuff? Or are you going to get into it?
So Flynn got prosecuted for perjuring himself.
In 2017 or something like that.
Right.
Or 18.
And he perjured himself, now we know, because he was basically forced into the perjury, right?
He was tricked into the perjury.
Right. So, when that's the case and that's supposed to be your law enforcement part of your DOJ doing that work, you might not be so happy about it. Like the Attorney General Bill Barr, who says, quote, "My own view is that the evidence shows that we're not dealing with just mistakes or sloppiness. There's something far more troubling here, and we're going to get to the bottom of it. If people broke the law, and we can establish that with the evidence, they will be prosecuted, unquote. And he is the boss of everybody in the DOJ. So
I'd be scared of him. Yeah, and Pat, back to your high level stuff. Basically, Michael Flynn was one of those guys like Manafort and those people that were investigated for the Russian collusion thing that turned out to be nothing. He got dinged for lying to the FBI, perjuring himself, and that's all he really got dinged for. And it was related to what he knew about his contact with Russia.
But he was fired and disgraced because of it.
He was already fired by the Trump administration, and then they subpoenaed him or whatever. They interviewed him. They tricked him. They got him to lie, and then they're like, "Ha, we're going to arrest you because we got you to lie." And then he's like, they're trying to get him to roll on Trump. You know, that it was part of the Mueller investigation.
And Flynn was Trump's guy
with Comey, and everyone's saying it's
theoretically
all back to Comey and
Trump or someone in the administration asked him to lie. Is that right? That's what happened, right?
No, that's not correct.
Okay.
No, just that he himself perjured himself about a meeting he attended.
Okay.
It was related to the Mueller investigation, but turns out they were going after him to try to get him to lie the whole time, which is nefarious if you were the investigator, according to Bill Barr. And he's the boss, so we'll see who gets in trouble for that, and if we'll see if Flynn gets exonerated? I don't know
Pardoned,
exactly
yeah.
the process. Pardoned, right. Yeah. Future presidential candidate Nikki Haley says she can't, Republican ticket, says she can't believe this happened in America and that somebody needs to pay. Like I said, this is just the tip of the iceberg for the Durham stuff. Strap in. Nikki Haley will be saying that a lot more this summer. Another tip of the iceberg we got to see recently, new press secretary for President Trump, Kayleigh McEnany. Kayleigh is a Georgetown and Harvard law-educated person.
Smart.
Major smoke show as well as a person. That's not sexist, just saying. And has already had the unfortunate task of having to say that she does not think President Trump lies and that she will never lie to the press on the podium, which to the reporter that asked that question, give me a fucking break for asking that question in the first place. And to Kayleigh, I say thank you for taking that godforsaken job. Wishing you all the best in a unwinnable situation.
Yeah, that was her first lie.
Yeah, she not only does she not lie, but she doesn't fart. You know, she's easy on the eyes.
Right, exactly. She doesn't
Give me
shit
a
either.
break. Yeah.
So
Tough gig.
Tough
gig for her.
This whole pendulum swing on the Mueller thing, it's also so far starting out as a big nothing. Which before everyone gets their panties in a bunch on either side, there was really not much in the Mueller report. There were no like smoking guns.
Big nothing both ways.
And this seems like a big nothing as well. I mean,
going to be headlines.
If I work for the FBI and I'm investigating some guy, I'm going to try to get him to fucking perjure himself.
But it's partisan investigation, so it's going to be headline city.
I understand why
city.
They got the Republicans had to deal with the Mueller report for years, so they can go ahead with this bullshit.
Viking ship.
Yeah.
Hey guys, something more interesting, real quick thought here, and we'll pitch this to predict it. Do we think Kayleigh McEnany
I don't know.
is going to make it?
It's not that hard a name.
Yeah, well, is going to make it through the year? Do we think that Kayleigh will make it?
I hope so.
Through 2021?
So.
I mean, that job is short.
No.
Through 2020.
Through 2020, through the election.
No.
I hope so.
No fucking way.
Yeah, I mean, she's strapping in for the run. For this
yes,
is the campaign
Pat.
run.
The answer is yes.
Yeah, I think so.
All
Part of
right.
the plan, at least.
I'll take that action.
You guys ready for the next one?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry,
I'll bet you $20. I'll bet you $20 for us. All right, guys. This segment is called "The Economy Might as Well Be Surrounded by a Bunch of Murder Wasps." Yeah, shocker. It's not good.
That's not good. Oh,
no, it's not good.
I was hoping you were going to say we're all going to get richer after this.
Yeah, no. The U.S. is planning.
Say surrounded, huh?
Yes, exactly. Surrounded, like no escape. The U.S. is planning on or would like to borrow $3 trillion for Q2 2020, and that number is about 5 times larger than the previous record for borrowing in a quarter, which happened back in the financial crisis of 2008, when everyone got caught buying too many houses with no way of paying for them, and the banks all got bailed out, right? Summed up nicely in The Big Short, which is a
not good to
movie.
be breaking borrowing records.
No. So apparently we're 5 times worse than The Big Short.
Great movie, yeah. But,
yeah,
Mike,
I'm
you
just
are right.
kidding.
Great movie.
There are a lot more factors that go into the global economy than just borrowing. We're probably actually more like 1,000 times worse off than 2008. I'm telling you, I think 2019 tax filings might get canceled this year, so keep your eye out for that. Oh, and you know what else is canceled? Every major retailer in the U.S. That doesn't have an enormous online sales ratio. J. Crew, which
A
apparently
lot of them going bankrupt, yeah.
Oh, yeah. J. Crew, I didn't know that was still a store. Bankrupt. Declared for bankruptcy. Gold's Gym filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy as well. You can't use their gym equipment remotely. Not good for them. They think they might be able to get out of bankruptcy by August 1st because apparently they are under the impression things are going to be fine and gyms will be open from now on forever. So yeah, okay, sure. But over 4,500 Gold's Gym members have been employees have been furloughed or let go. So that sucks.
I hope they had
I hope they had to go
$10 a month fee that they were charging.
Yeah,
was really, really fucking.
I hope they had to go in person to file their bankruptcy filing. I hope they had to like go there personally and fucking do it because those bastards will not let you out of a fucking membership.
No.
Golds?
Hey.
No, Golds. Good luck, bro.
All
Golds
gyms.
is easy to
All
get out of.
gyms, yeah. But I feel you're missing the point. I feel bad for the 4,500 plus employees, not that that don't have a job anymore.
They make you do the walk
real
of shame when you want to cancel a gym membership. They make you.
They bring it.
Yeah.
That's
They
the
bring in the
business-
hot.
that's-
They bring in the
that's the
hottest chick.
business
It's like
model.
Yeah.
it's like they bring in the hottest chick to like you have to walk with her and quit in front of her.
Yeah.
Why do you think you're in good enough shape?
Gyms are 100% peer pressure business
Right.
model.
Yeah. Of course.
That is the business model.
Department stores that still exist for some reason in 2020 are not doing well either. JCPenney missed a debt payment and probably is going to declare for bankruptcy soon. And everyone's rich aunt's favorite store, as well as Ivanka Trump's, Neiman Marcus, is close to filing for bankruptcy. Do you think the brain trust at Amazon had global pandemic on their list of reasons why their business model was so much more sustainable than brick and mortar chains?
No, but not only
that
that.
good?
Not only that, but Amazon's reaction. I mean, Bezos is looking to the future. You can tell because
Oh,
he has already manipulated it where his staff that can stay at home will stay at home. He's increased it, making the factories safer because he's just planning for this. Like
Oh,
he's
they're
really
bigger than
Amazon's
ever.
going to the rich get richer. I mean, it's
much
incredible.
richer.
You know
Much
what?
richer.
You know
They
what
made
he's
35
facing
billion
down the barrel
Q1.
of is an antitrust case. Is what he's looking at. Talk to old Billy Gates about that.
Well,
Yeah.
eventually, but
have you
for
ever
now,
seen
he's
a
just-
sci-fi movie? His like 8 billion drones are going to handle that for him.
He's also making the moon. We'll get into it
Yeah,
later. but
exactly. I mean, I think it was just all people are lazy and hate doing things and hate traffic, and we can automate delivery with less overhead eventually, and robots don't ask for pensions. I think that was on their list. I don't think global pandemic, but they might be that good. They might have fucking seen this coming. Berkshire Hathaway CEO and one of the great financial geniuses of our time, Warren Buffett, told investors at Berkshire Hathaway's annual meeting on Monday that he dumped all of his personal stocks in every major airline company and does not see any reason to invest in any major new endeavor anytime soon.
Yeah, especially with there's some things out of this lockdown that are
that's
going
bad.
are going to continue, and I think a lot of the people learning how to enjoy things that don't necessarily require a ton of gas is something that may not
You think
right itself like right away or ever. Who knows?
You think my 10-day Caribbean cruise in mid-July is in jeopardy?
No,
I think
not
it might
happening.
be.
But I'll tell
I
you
think it
what,
might be.
this asshole Warren Buffett's gonna have egg all over his face when Bitcoin halves in May because he's one of the biggest haters on Bitcoin.
So,
Buffett,
anyways,
yeah.
but it's bad.
He
Pat.
doesn't know shit about the
Doesn't know
economy, that's for
anything.
sure.
Yeah,
Just
he
wait
doesn't
till it
know
halves.
It's really bad for people that have they invest in index stocks like S&P 500 as opposed to individual stocks like David A. Trader. Index stocks not looking good when Buffett's saying don't invest in anything.
Right.
I mean he's 89 though, so maybe
He's
it's
basically saying fade the market right now, especially the airlines.
forever. Yeah, especially airlines. He's 89 though, so it might be like a Joe Paterno thing, except he wasn't holding on to hundreds of child rape secrets. It's very similar outside of that, I think. Berkshire Hathaway lost $50 billion in investments in Q1, and Buffett told people to invest in the stock market the last two financial crises and depressions, including
the exact
aforementioned
opposite.
2008. So he wasn't scared in 2008, but he's scared shitless.
Well, I think he's maybe thinking
not
that the
good.
economy will change a lot.
Okay, maybe. Yeah, maybe he's just too old. Like I said, he might be losing his grasp on things. What else? I mean, over 30, almost done here. Over 30 million Americans filed for unemployment in the last 6 weeks. There's an Emergency Money for the People Act that is asking for $2,000 per person over the age of 16 that makes less than $130K plus $500 per kid, which is really nice, but that'll be every month. But that's in the early stages of the House, and we probably won't even sniff any
That's not
money in our
getting through
bank
the
accounts.
Senate. You kidding me?
Till,
You're gonna get
no
that through the
chance.
Senate?
It's
No.
going to get slashed up. It might be
No.
1,000. It's going to get slashed in half. Even if it does get through, it won't be till like late
Good luck.
June where even
Good luck
fucking
on the
think about
People
it.
Act with
Yeah.
Mitch McConnell. Okay.
Right. Why the money for the people? No thank.
Kayleigh
what else?
McEnany's going to be telling a lot of lies about that one.
Yeah, no, I think it's almost passed. Yeah. What else? Uber and Lyft are going to start to require drivers and passengers to wear masks. What else? Opioid-related ODs are way up during quarantine. It makes sense if you think about it. You really don't have to show face much during the past few months. Maybe like one FaceTime a week to people that don't know you're addicted to opioids and on the moon most parts of most days. So way easier to schedule your addiction. It's probably it's the same with drinking. I can tell you that for sure. So it has to be the same for opioids and any drug, right? I mean,
Also,
OD
don't
numbers
have
don't lie.
scheduling going on.
You don't have to
Yeah.
get in with your doctor. That's the other thing. So like, it's
That's what I'm saying.
Controlled substances, you got to go in see the doctor. You got to telemedicine now.
Quarantine's like a drug addict's dream if you have
Yeah,
a
except for in
shelter.
New York, I saw they're busting drug dealers, which is a little.
Well, you
rough.
got to get the drugs. That's the problem.
Yeah.
And then I think that's it for the economy. Although the death toll projections from Corona have shifted. Well, let's just move on. Let's just move on.
Yeah, those
All
are
right,
good.
guys. In military news, regarding the ballistic missile attack that took place back on January 8th on the Al-Assad Air Base in Iraq. You guys remember that one?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, the U.S. military has issued 29 Purple Hearts to the servicemen and women that were involved in that, including the 6 Army soldiers who sustained somewhat more serious injuries that were initially reported, with 23 others having been approved for the award, and they'll be receiving that award later on this week, according to U.S. Central Command. Just recap on the attack is the one that originated from the Islamic Revolutionary Guard, the Iran Islamic Revolutionary Guard, in retaliation for the killing of Major General Qassam Soleimani by the U.S. drone strike. Unfortunately, guys, about 110 U.S. service members have also been subsequently diagnosed with traumatic brain injuries, or TBIs, who were involved in that attack. So that's a
That
bummer.
doesn't sound good.
Yeah, it's not good. Initially, it was kind
Well,
of...
it weren't. Yeah, it was. They were. Their base was pounded with bombs, basically, right?
Yeah, the majority of the service members were in like bunkers scattered around the base.
Right. Yeah. Below ground.
This is the same time they shot down the plane too.
Exactly
Yeah,
what I was about to
same
say.
time.
They were just shooting missiles willy nilly.
Yeah.
They shot down a passenger plane.
Yeah.
And then they hit this building, but no one died. But I guess their brains got scrambled. That's
So a
not
bummer.
good.
Getting
Yeah.
rocked a little bit.
But the reason I wanted to cover this story is because I wanted to point out that traumatic brain injuries, big problem for our returning soldiers and U.S. service people all around the globe. But it's not good. Initially, the reports, guys, from the U.S. top brass indicated that there were no injuries after the January 8 attack. But following the attack, a number of troops started exhibiting concussion-like symptoms, prompting a further medical review. Quick recap also, guys, because I feel like this got missed. So back in March, another rocket attack struck Camp Taji in Iraq, killing 3 U.S. coalition members, including 2 Americans who were active duty Army and Air Force, and 1 British military person. This happened kind of as the Corona thing was getting crazy. The attack, which is also believed to have been executed by the Iranian-backed militia groups, has led to the installation of Patriot missile launchers and 2 other short-range defense systems in Iraq. So that's good. We'll have less potentially attacks. But again, there hasn't been a retaliation. Hopefully the attacks completely stop. But we got to figure out what the fuck's going on in there with that bullshit.
wars are going to start kicking back up as soon as this Corona's over.
Yeah.
People are pissed. There's wasps everywhere. Obviously, not to steal any valor from the armed forces, the heroes over there, but one thing that not a lot of people are talking about, I've read a few articles, but all the nurses and doctors and people here, they have PTSD. They're getting PTSD like as we speak. It's like a war for all these frontline.
Very traumatic. Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen, but people need to start thinking about hundreds of thousands of people with PTSD on our soil that didn't come back from home.
Yep.
They stayed at home and worked.
We got to talk about mental illness. We got to talk about brain injuries. We got to talk about that generally in our culture a lot more because it's a real thing.
Yeah. Not much coverage in America for all that stuff.
Totally. All right, guys, let's kick it over to Russia, where it is not a good time to be a Russian or in Russia. A story I covered yesterday, their coronavirus cases are skyrocketing. Another day of over 10,000 new cases there yesterday. Now over 145,000 cases, and hospitals and frontline healthcare workers are just completely overwhelmed. Just like Pat said, they're going to have some PTSD over there as well. They're going to have to deal with from these, people who are working long shifts. They're not sleeping. They're stressed the fuck out. Now the spike in cases is because they are testing a ton of people in Moscow, around 40,000 people a day now. So that's what they're attributing the spikes to. But Russia is probably going to end up being one of the top 3 hardest hit countries in the world when this is all said and done. It's looking like, and Putin is feeling the pressure. And healthcare workers, in the past 2 weeks, 3 frontline healthcare workers have fallen / jumped / been pushed from hospital windows, resulting in 2 of them dying, and the third is clinging to life right now.
That's a bad outbreak there.
Yeah.
Maybe they just like got new cleaning stuff for the floors and they're slippery.
Yeah, there has been an issue with
slippery
hospitals
floors.
leaving windows open. Maybe that'll help.
Right. Was
Yeah.
it the same window? Was it a big window?
The only other country that really had this problem, right, was Italy, right?
Well, there was one. There was a couple nurses that jumped because they were distraught because they thought they had given some people the virus.
I think one lady killed herself at home too. But
Yeah.
I don't know if these Russian ones are suicide.
No, the Russian ones are a
Yeah.
little different, guys. Russian ones are a little different. So this one, on
Suicide's
Saturday,
not a big-
these are okay.
I'll say suicide's not a big thing in
These-
Russia because
these
it's
people-
pretty easy to get killed. You know what I mean? It's
These
like,
people, I think Wes is going to get to it, but these people are running their mouths. Well,
yeah, you say the wrong thing, suicide.
Yeah, so on Saturday, an ambulance doctor by the name of Alexander Shulapov, so back on April 22nd, he took to social media, which, by the way, bad move in Russia. Taking to social media, just not good. Just don't do it. It's bad for you.
Unless you work on and live on the first floor, I would advise against doing that.
Right, yeah. Just don't take to social media to do anything unless you're praising Putin.
If you have any vulnerable relatives, taking to
Right.
social media should be avoided at all costs.
Right. So this doctor took to social media with a colleague to complain about the medical supply shortage and that he was being forced to continue to work even though he had tested positive for coronavirus. 3 days later, he went back on video and retracted his statement because that's what you do when Putin's guys put a gun to your head in the middle of the night and tell you to do that. His new version was that he was in an emotional state when he made the first video. So disregard, please. But then,
Yeah,
then
that was after the flip book where it's just a stick figure getting pushed out of a window. And then boom.
right. But Saturday,
That's you.
right? Yeah.
No, the killers are not that great artists. They're more straight to the point artists.
Flip book.
Yeah, he's lucky like anyone knows where he is. But Saturday, he fell from a hospital window, fractured his skull, and is in critical condition. So he was a little mouthy, and, it looks pretty shady to me. This past Friday, Yelena Neponar-Sharaya, that's a long fucking last name. I'm sorry I butchered it because she has passed away. The then acting chief physician of a hospital for war veterans in Krasnoyarsk, who fell from a 5th-story window back on April 25th, died. Apparently, she opposed turning that hospital into a coronavirus hospital and then had this mishap. And then there was a nurse who they say jumped to her death after she was accused of giving some higher ups the coronavirus when she was tested positive. So that one might be a suicide. But the first one, the guy that's in critical condition, sounds like a Putin job to me.
Yeah, he landed on a Pussy Riot CD.
Yeah. So
Easy to do over there.
They're
Yeah.
making him tend to himself medically.
yeah.
Yeah.
So still
You,
deaths.
doctor, you take care of you. Don't die.
You take care of you. Still deaths are lowest in Russia per the high numbers. This could be because they attributed some initial deaths to other causes because they had more
Yeah.
time to prepare because they were hit
Wait
later.
till a doctor contradicts those numbers. That's
Right.
gonna
Well, you're
be-
never going to get
That's going to be a
true-
window.
No.
You're never going to get the true number out of there. And I mean, Putin showed up to a hospital like 4 weeks ago in a full hazmat suit. So and at that point, I think Russia was claiming they only had 15 cases or something like that
Yeah,
total.
that was in
So I mean,
March, yeah.
he wouldn't show up to a hospital in a hazmat suit if they only had 15 cases. I mean, they've obviously had a big problem for a while.
He was outside of a helicopter on strings, waving into the hospital in a hazmat suit.
I think Putin's got a pleasure squad of his own, if you know what I mean.
Oh, for sure.
So,
Ooh, several, couple.
yeah. So taking it to the internet, the Kremlin extended lockdown orders to May 11th. There, Putin is not looking good. So we'll see. Taking the internet, Richard W. Painter says, if any Russian doctors care to explain how President Putin could have done a better job protecting his people from coronavirus, the time is now. The window of opportunity is open. So he thinks
I get it.
he's a funny guy.
That's
Yeah.
a fucked up troll. Richard Painter
That's
should.
pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty fucked up. So
It's no worse than we did. It was just
no,
wittier.
no.
No, you're right. You're right.
Just
Gotta give
craftier.
credit where it's due.
Yeah, just
Just craftier than us. All right, fellas, we got a couple minutes here to make it through our second round.
We got this.
Get these commuters, if there are any right now, through the show quick. All right, let's go back to Space Mountain to set off the second round. NASA is hard at work moving the future of the space program into the hands of people like Jeff Bezos, what we were talking about earlier, Elon Musk, and away from the likes of Boeing and other long-tenured aerospace contractors. Last Thursday, they awarded moon lander contracts. So to build the next craft that will land on the moon to Blue Origin, Bezos' company, SpaceX, Musk's company, and one other company called like Dianetics or something, to compete for building moon landers by 2021, at which point whoever's got the best moon lander in 2021 is going to be tasked to build that moon lander and get it onto the moon by 2024, which is what President Trump has requested.
These evil billionaires are competing against each other.
Yep, to build a fucking fort on the moon.
God.
And
I really hope
whoever wins is... Yeah.
Well, I hope the third company is not actually Dianetics, because that means that the Scientology's
No, I mean, it's a
taking up a
it's
bid
not,
here.
It's not L. Ron Hubbard's Dianetics. I think it's by maybe
'Cause
by
they'd
a
win
company
somehow.
on the West Coast. Yeah, well, whoever does win and gets to build the moon lander will also probably play a big role in the larger project of building a permanent base on the south pole of the moon, which is called Project Artemis by NASA. SpaceX.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, so that's happening in 2024.
I mean,
Permanent moon
Bezos
base.
is just a. I know he's a smart guy, but he just developed a fucking really successful way to get goods to you through a different it's like this the guy who invented the cheeseburger building the fucking space rocket. You know what I mean? Like,
Similar, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot like that.
I would watch what you say about Bezos. You can make fun of him for being an evil genius, but if you make fun of him for being a doofus,
how about
he's
I
gonna-
compare him to this?
gonna have you killed.
What about Roy Kroc? He reminds me a lot of Roy Kroc.
McDonald's
Smart
founded.
guy.
That's kind of what
Yeah.
Wes is saying.
That's what I'm saying.
I
Roy
don't
Kroc.
know.
He's a lot like Roy Kroc. Anyways,
I trust Bezos more than Musk in terms of craftiness and geniusness.
well, we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. We got a lot of time left with those two clowns. SpaceX will be taking astronauts to the ISS on the Dragon cruise ship on May 22nd. That's the first time we got a private shuttle taking up NASA's astronauts to the ISS. And most importantly, fellas, we finally know what causes FRBs, fast radio bursts, that I have been saying have been caused by aliens this whole time, because they're called space volcanoes.
It's
No
aliens.
scientist news. Yeah, well, unfortunately for us, it's not fucking aliens. Wah, wah, wah. It's a type of neutron star called a magnetar that releases intense amounts of energy for only fractions of seconds at a time. And then that energy, which is just like bright flashes, sends FRBs rippling all the way through space into neighboring galaxies. The reason we found out what it is finally, we have a magnetar going off in the Milky Way right now, so we're actually watching it.
Yeah.
We see what's happening.
Who's living on the magnetar?
Yeah.
Is what I want to know.
I feel like
Yeah,
a
right.
magnetard.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what's inside the magnetar.
Yeah,
We just
right.
know it's coming from there.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So, anyways, I thought it would be something exciting, but I feel like I had to report it because
No,
we
it's just a
talked about it.
magnetar. That's not
Just
exciting.
a
I'm
magnetar.
Sure
That's
there's
it.
more to come for that.
By the way,
All right,
guys, you guys got to watch that documentary that the guy told, The Unacknowledged on Netflix.
You watched it?
I'm about 3/4 of the way through it. It's very good.
Oh shit! Yeah, we do got to watch it.
Hell yeah. All right. All right, guys. My last story might have been a little bleak with the economy and the. I was just having some fun with it, guys. Most of us are gonna be fine. Don't worry. But this story,
Sure.
This one's a truly heartwarming, uplifting tale. No way around it. That son of a bitch Bond villain, robot alien from the future, Elon Musk, has lost his mind publicly. He's lost his mind publicly. He's just losing it, and it's a joy to see because I hate the guy. Yeah.
This is like the 8th time he's lost his mind publicly.
I know.
Oh yeah, he called a guy a pedophile like a year ago.
I'm gonna backtrack to that in my story here. Yeah, if you don't follow Elon on Twitter, which you probably do since he already has 34 million followers, you should do that today. The man tweets some truly wild shit even before coronavirus. You may remember he was charged by the SEC and forced to step down as chairman of Tesla over his tweets. He's always tweeting about weed and Grimes and just generally interesting shit, like going after the pedo guy. But for the most part, he just seems like a normal jokester online, maybe not a public figure or CEO, but look at our president. It's 2020, and I'm cool if Elon or Donald want to pop off some jokes. Why the fuck not? But now enter COVID-19, and it's gotten a little bit out of hand for Elon. It's not funny anymore. Taking it to the internet, Elon said this on Twitter. Last week he said, "My girlfriend at Grimes ZS is mad at me." Nice.
That's all he had for that one.
Yeah, and then earlier in the day he said, or later in the day he said, Tesla's stock price is too high in my opinion, so just don't buy, don't buy my stock.
So
don't buy my stock. Now let's get into the COVIDian stuff. On March 6th, he tweeted, "The coronavirus panic is dumb." And then on March 16th, Tesla defied a California shelter-in-place order and held its Silicon Valley factory open. And then a bunch of workers got sick with COVID-19. He just kept them in the office several weeks too late, and they all got sick.
Never
Not all
shut
of them,
down.
but a lot of them. Yeah. On March 17th, he proclaimed that kids are essentially immune to the virus, and all 50 states have reported positive cases for children. They get it at a lower rate, but things are popping up for young people like COVID foot, which is disgusting if you haven't seen it. It's like
Purple
giant
toes.
Yeah, purple toes and red rashes, and it's disgusting. And then also more serious things like fatal strokes are occurring in young people. So kids are not essentially immune to the virus, everyone. On March 28th, he said, many doctors are not treating patients due to fear of giving or receiving COVID-19. So just called a lot of doctors cowards for no reason on March 28th. Then he publicly announced on Twitter he was going to donate ventilators to hospitals, and looked like a hero. Then on April 16th, he tweeted out a list of some of the hospitals he sent ventilators to, and when they were reached out for comment, they said he actually sent us sleep apnea machines that in no way can save the lives of COVID-19 victims. So he looked like a hero, and he sent these fucking machines that had
That was
absolutely
exactly like
no
the,
chance.
like the submarine.
That was exactly like the submarine. So exactly. So where is the submarine reaction? Well, fuck you. You don't like my ventilators? You're a pedophile. You know, where is it? Oh,
he couldn't do it. That's why he just went straight to Free America Now. That's
Yes.
what, that was his. That's why he went there. Yeah.
So then he went to Free America Now. That was one reaction. And then the last reaction, I think this is the true reaction to people not liking his sleep apnea machines and giving him a hard time. He said, I am selling almost all physical possessions.
There it was,
Will own no house. It's like, what? So then update on that one. Forbes is reporting that Elon Musk is listing 2 of his larger homes for sale, and he wants $40 million for them. So maybe keep an eye on what he's saying on Twitter. He's following through with it.
Yeah. I don't know if anyone's going to buy those things.
Exactly.
Elon
Not a
and
great time
OJ.
to put your house on the market.
Elon and
ghosts
OJ
on
both
those
need to
things.
stay off Twitter.
Yeah.
OJ's selling his house.
No, I'm just saying he and Elon both need to just go away, stay off Twitter. No
I
one
mean,
wants.
it's a delight. I love following both of those guys.
Yeah, they got a little bit different. One's a double murder. One's just a crazy genius.
Just
pretty
wait.
different.
Just wait.
Just wait. Okay. Let's keep it going.
All right, guys, and easily the
best.
best news of the week. Oscar-winning actor and top-tier loose cannon Nicolas Cage has secured the highly coveted role of Joe Exotic in an upcoming scripted series about the Tiger King. Yeah. And now that it's Cage, I really couldn't imagine it being anyone else. I'm fucking excited. Zach Efron
could have been a decent Joe Exotic, I thought.
compared to Cage? No way. They're roughly the same age. Cage is an Oscar winner. He's a fucking nut job. It's going to be perfect, brother. The series, guys, is being produced by Imagine Television, which is Ron Howard and Brian Grazer's company, and CBS Television will be footing the bill as the studio. No word on who will be distributing the series yet, as it will be taken to market in the coming days, but based on their current own-it-or-nothing business model, my guess is Netflix is probably out. Now, keep in mind, y'all, this is different than a scripted Tiger King story that we once heard about a couple months ago, which is an adaptation of the Wondery podcast titled Joe Exotic, where Kate McKinnon will be playing Carol Baskin. Different thing. So we got competing scripted Tiger King series or films coming out.
They can't release both, can they?
Oh, 100%. I just don't know who's
yeah.
selling the life rights. That's
I'm
my
not
big
watching
question.
both. I'm not watching both. I'm picking one of them.
I'm watching the Nick Cage one.
Yeah.
I'm not watching the Kate McKinnon. Watching the Nick Cage for
Well,
sure.
Kate McKinnon's hilarious. She's like the funniest person on SNL by far. But
Yeah.
But it's Nick
Carol
Cage.
Baskin. Yeah, exactly. Carol Baskin's character is not like a comedian character. She's going to be more dramatic in that role. Nick Cage as
It's Cameron
the
Poe,
Tiger
bro.
King.
It's Cameron
Ooh.
Poe. It's Castor Troy.
I'm only committing to one of these two movies. That's
The Nick
all I
Cage
can
one,
say.
if you have to do one, but
Well, look, guys, the Nick Cage one's based on a Texas Monthly article titled Joe Exotic, A Dark Journey into the World of a Man Gone Wild by Leif Registad. And this will mark Nick Cage's small screen debut, his first television show of all time. My guess is this one's probably going to go first. We don't know if the other one's going to happen or not because they don't have a writer for it yet. But I am really, really excited.
Nick Cage is a one-take Jake. You just get him on set. He'll have that movie pumped out within
Doesn't
a
even
week.
need to be a good take.
Let's take it to the internet real quick. One Nick Cage fan says, does he know he's going to be doing meth with naked dudes? And to
No,
which
yes.
Nathan
Yes.
Nicholson says, why you think he signed up? You're up 70. Do said, checkmate, atheists. And then R.I.P. Kobe said, can an asteroid just hit the Earth already? Jesus Christ. So a couple of Revelations tweets there. But yeah, we'll see. It's going to be fun. We know that.
That asteroid better wait until we've watched this movie.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be Mark the Second Coming. It's the end.
Yeah.
I'm going to poo-poo it and say it's not going to be nearly as good as the real thing, so I'm not going to enjoy it.
Very cool, Wes. Something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Just going to go out there. All right, guys. So yesterday I covered a story from Stillwater, Oklahoma, about the mayor, I think his name was Will Joyce, who crumbled under the citizens' threats of violence against store employees after he instituted a mandatory mask policy in stores and restaurants. He lifted the mask order less than 24 hours after it went into place, probably because one of the threats made, or a couple of them, were made with guns, and he saw that people were not fucking around. And now yesterday, unfortunately, it looks like he might have done the right thing, because in Michigan, a security guard for a Family Dollar store in Flint, I believe, died after being shot in the head this last Friday because he told a customer they could not enter the store unless they were wearing a mask.
Oh, buddy.
Which was a state mandate. So what happened is a verbal altercation happened. The customer, a woman, went to the store. The security guard told her she couldn't come in. She wasn't wearing a mask, so she got pissed off, got in her SUV, sped off. About 20 minutes later, same SUV comes back. Two men hop out, enter the store, confront 43-year-old Calvin Munnerlin. One of the men was pissed off that Munnerlin was simply trying to do his job and said the security guard had disrespected his wife. More shouting, and the man's hothead accomplice shot the security guard in the head, and the two fled and are still on the run.
So she went home entitled instead of getting a mask. Then they drove all the way back without masks probably and killed this guy.
Yep.
The mask thing, the mask outrage is just the biggest bunch of bullshit.
It's crazy.
You murdered a security guard at a dollar store, man. What?
Yeah.
Like, for what? For
Nothing.
what? For what?
For nothing. For being a dickhead who's mad about masks. I mean, the mask thing is just like, if you're the kind of person that's out there staring down people in masks and like really, really getting angry about it, just chill out. Just chill out.
I mean,
them wearing
yeah.
a mask is not hurting you.
This guy probably would have shot him over anything. I mean, the mask is just, there, but this guy's crazy, obviously. So,
well, this is more about them denying her to come into the store, and he felt that was like a personal affront.
Yeah, I mean,
Also,
the mask
she probably
did
didn't come home with whatever he sent her to the store for, and he was mad about that, too.
Right. So,
the mask thing in general is just ridiculous.
They sell like 78 variations of a mask in the dollar store. It's like
Yeah.
an entire row of masks.
Well,
like
and are they going to have to start handing out masks if people need to come in and buy shit? Are you going to have like little disposable shit?
Some
Probably.
some stores are offering like, hey, like you can buy a mask right now if you just like wait outside or like just buy.
But
a
if
mask.
you have to buy it, then you have to buy
Yes.
something to go into the store. It's kind of ridiculous. Like, I don't know. It's just the whole mask situation.
What are people not
is-
getting? There's a new reality. It's not. This isn't a fake disease. There's like
Right, but the thing is, there's enough people who aren't going to wear the mask. It doesn't matter if other people wear the mask. So I mean, you got you got to figure out how we're going to deal with this mask.
If you don't want to stay at
situation.
home and you're an asshole, that's fine. You don't need to go protest without your mask on. Go, like
a lot of
It's the
people out
first time-
there.
It's like the first time our country is having to be forced into thinking about their community, and like a lot of people just haven't. They apparently aren't ready to do that. I guess that's what it is.
They just think it, or they don't think it's not a real thing. They think it's not a big
if
deal,
they literally don't think it's a real thing, then they're insane.
or not a big deal.
Right. The big
Real-
deal
not
part,
real /
and
not
the
a big deal.
And the people that think it's not a big deal, that's a little bit more rational, but you could still wear a fucking mask, like even if you don't think it's a huge deal.
Right.
and
The
there's
mask
not
thing
that
getting
many people
people bent
dying.
out of shape
Yeah,
is just
because there are
out of
people there are lots of people dying, and there are lots of people working and committing suicide and dying on opiates and getting PTSD in the hospitals. Like it is a real thing. So like just wear a fucking mask.
Yeah, if your state says wear a mask, wear the fuck.
Yeah, just
It
wear
could
the
be
mask.
fun.
Yeah.
It could be fun, even.
Okay.
People are idiots. So, life lost, and then that wife's going to be visiting her husband behind bars the rest of his life. So, good job there.
Awesome. All right,
great.
guys, that's the halfway point of the show. So, commuters, enjoy your commute or work. whatever
38
you got.
minutes. Knocked it down from 40. Yeah, so we're
Yes,
There we
we
go.
did
Other
a little better.
people who can handle listening to a full hour of hot, sexy media.
Stick around.
The
We got a
water's
couple.
warm.
We got a couple ad reads coming up.
Coming at you. Let's start with a message from our sponsor at predictit.org. Let's make some cash. Real quick, guys. That URL is predictit.org/promo/hardfactor20. Sign up through that URL, and we'll match your first $20 deposit with a free 20. Here's some markets I love, guys. Who will win Puerto Rico's Democratic primary? The primary, which was originally scheduled for March 29th, was rescheduled for April 26th and then rescheduled again without a date, so it's TBA right now. But Biden, guys, is at 63 cents, which is a lock. Every other candidate is at 1 cent, so get in on that.
There's nobody there. Oh, wow.
Yeah, get in on that.
Look at that.
Wait,
yeah,
which
that's
state? Wait, what?
Puerto
was it?
Rico Democratic primary.
So that's,
Yeah, they probably won't
they're
cancel it.
oh, you know what it is?
They canceled New York.
People are banking on cancellation.
Yeah, they canceled New York. So
Well, the Kansas, no, it's going to happen. So I don't know if you guys noticed the Kansas primary just wrapped up, and it was 100% mail-in. That's going to be the vibe. It's going to be all mail-ins.
Yeah.
So the reason they haven't rescheduled in Puerto Rico yet, in my estimation, is because they haven't figured out how they're going to do the mail-in ballots. But it won't be canceled. It'll happen. Anyway,
just make sure you read the rules on those.
yes. Well, if it doesn't happen, it's a moot market.
Make sure that's the rule. Make sure the rule isn't like if it gets rescheduled post July, you get screwed out of your money. You gotta read the rules, and if it says it has to be canceled, then you're a lock.
There you go.
It probably won't be completely canceled.
All right, guys. Here's another interesting one. Who will win the 2020 Delaware Democratic primary, which takes place on June 2nd? Really? Biden's at 84 cents here, guys. You want 16 cents a share?
Right.
Again,
he's the
Patty,
Delaware guy.
Again, it's just the cancellation
It's
thing.
based on the cancellation.
But again, look at Kansas. It just happened. It's going to keep happening. And finally, guys, will Jesse the Body file to run for president before June 1st? Yes is at 70 cents.
Not anymore. I just looked at it.
What's it at?
Oh,
It's at 10 cents to buy yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
'cause he's not, right?
Something
he just
happened.
declared not.
He's not running.
Did
Something
something
happened.
happen?
It
Something
went from
happened.
50 last night to 84. Now it's back to 10 right now. So
10.
Holy
Will he file
moly.
to run before 6-1? Wow. Big
Did he-
shift
did he-
since I
did
did
he
the
die?
research on this.
no, I don't know.
7 cents. 7 cents.
Well,
yes,
you know what?
now.
You know
Yeah,
what
I
it
think
is.
he's not running.
Tomorrow is Cinco de Mayo, and that guy loves Mexico. So
Yeah, that's a good point. I
Or
would
today
wait
is-
till after Cinco de Mayo before you do anything with Jesse the
Yeah,
Body.
yeah.
Because he's going to need a good 24 hours of just deleting cervezas.
yeah,
Maybe some other Mexican products. I don't know what he gets into, but
you're not going to get a word out of him.
That's
yeah, he
crazy.
enjoys it.
Coming
Need some
from
time.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I just lost my entire investment in that market while we were taping the show.
Well, that's not good.
Oh, God.
Hey, where do you go to the link to get the money?
The entire thing's gone. All right. Yeah, that's terrible. And keep in mind, guys, I wasn't saying that was a lock. That was just an up for discussion one. www.predictit.org/promo/hardfactor20. It's a unique URL, guys, so it won't look any different than if you go to predictit.org straight up. But go to that specific unique URL, sign up. We'll match your first $20 with a free 20. What the fuck happened here?
the green,
He went on The View today, right?
The Green Party first debate came out, and they listed who is going to be there, and then they have a note that says, "And at Governor Ventura will no longer seek the nomination."
Yeah, he's out. Yeah, he's out. He canceled. No running, no Jesse.
That's tough, Pat.
Oh, bro, that sucks.
I thought he was definitely going to run. Luckily, the price went up so high that people didn't buy after I suggested it yesterday. But,
Yeah, if you bought it at 84, you're not.
That hurts.
Less
That
than
hurts right there.
Okay,
Yikes.
that was not a lock. All right.
Reeling here. What's up next?
Well, let's move it on to some creative space, fellas. First off, got one thing that's very important to mention. Hive member Connor Sweet, musician in Nashville, has an album dropping today on Spotify called Times Like These. So check that out, Connor. Thank
Nice.
you for being in the Hive and keeping to make that sweet, sweet music. Country tunes. Okay, now another creative space item I want to bring up here is the Vice Corner. You guys know the publication Vice.
Oh, yeah, love it. Big fan.
Right. They write pretty much exclusively about pansexuality and drug use.
yeah,
Right up my alley.
Yeah.
Meth monkeys
They cover every protest. Yeah.
So anyways, it's somehow related to HBO. Don't really understand it. Anyways, this is the Vice Corner. I've got a couple of articles that were forwarded to me from Vice. Well, the first one I just went and found on my own because I'm a weirdo. Companies in Russia are going to start making glowing houseplants. So you'll feel like you're living inside the jungle from Avatar. They took the bioluminescence from
So those are spy
fungi.
planes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, they could
Clearly,
have
there's a
cameras
chip.
in them.
Yeah, there's clearly a camera in that.
Okay, but they're going to glow in the dark. So let me hear me out.
so they're gonna be
distract,
sweet.
which will distract you from the spying. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like the Jurassic Park of plants. They took fungi DNA, put it into tobacco plant DNA. Now the tobacco plants glow bright green.
This is great.
And
It's awesome.
I'd rather order a tarantula than a glowing plant. from
What
Russia.
secrets do you have, Mark, that are so much more important than you having glow in the dark?
That's a good point. Pat.
Plants.
I like.
Well, me none, but other
None.
people.
And Pat.
Beware.
No, solid point. And Mark, I've thought about this too because I bought home security cameras from a company that's known to just be sending all of your video to China. So
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I you know,
Did you get
I
a good
kinda
deal,
had
though? Will, did you get a good deal?
A hell of a
Excellent
deal. Yeah.
Excellent deal.
China's-
Almost free. They paid me to take them.
Yeah, they're giving him a monthly check.
Yeah. China's like another weed delivery.
Yeah. You open the,
Yeah,
you open
exactly.
the instructions, and it's got video camera positioning instructions in the bedroom.
Is this asshole working out again while smoking?
Make sure we can see your bed in the master.
Oh no.
That's how it have the most
my
heightened safety.
My security cams are nothing compared to the Facebook portal that our family got us. Have you guys seen these things? The Facebook portal?
No.
Oh, it's a camera that listens for you, moves its head, watches you move around the room. It can hear you coming from around the corner, so it starts to move.
Why'd you plug
before
that
even
thing
get
in?
into the- Well, I unplug it after every conversation we have with the family. But yeah, it's like it is cool. It's great for like it's like the ultimate Skype basically.
I've got a
It's on your
Google
TV.
Home. They're all the Alexa. They're all like fucking spy devices.
Oh yeah, you got to unplug those things.
yeah.
Anyways, just like the bioluminescent plant, who knows where the camera will be, how they spy on you, but you can get one hopefully soon.
I'm into that.
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna have a ton of bioluminescent plants inside the house.
Russia and China are both competing for Will's data.
They can have it. I'm an open book. I'm already putting everything on like fucking YouTube anyways. What's the difference? Shout out PFitz11B for this next one. Another gem from Vice. So Vice giveth and it taketh away. This one is about human beings who have sex with the earth. They're called ecosexuals. And apparently these folks just literally bang the earth in hopes of stopping climate change. Allegedly a large movement in Australia. The article was also old, so no idea if this is still a thing.
Do they make a hole like a groundhog and just like fuck a hole, like put water in it? And,
Yeah, I mean, I think they have different methods.
See, I know a little bit about this, and I'd like to think that I kind of pioneered it because let me take you back
tree
to
or something.
Let me take you back to New Jersey, 1993. I'm on a hill. I'm face down. I'm trying to get up. I was rolling in the grass, and I feel something weird in my pants, and I totally got a boner.
That's just how kids discover.
So I
boners.
kept going at it, and I humped the shit out of that hill. It's how I learned about my boner.
you humped the hill on your first boner, you sick fuck.
That was my
Boys
what was your
hump
first boner?
stuff all the time.
I didn't like hump it to completion my hand on my first boner.
I mean, it was what like you feel a curious, wonderful feeling. You're just gonna walk away from it. You're gonna say, "I'll check back with this later."
You humped the ground?
When boys discover their boners, they hump things. This is the way of the world.
What did you do?
You humped the ground your very first boner?
You
Will?
got
I don't
a
know about
boner.
hump the
You
ground,
got a
but you
boner.
definitely rubbed your dick against it.
I wasn't a
You started to
humper.
realize it felt good.
I had a little more self-control, I guess.
Oh,
I
you
wasn't a
noticed
humper.
that it felt good, and you're like, "Oh, you made a note." You're like, "I'll come back to this later." Yeah,
I'm
right.
with Pat. I was like, man, this
why
is
would
cool.
you hump the ground? There's like ants and shit.
Well,
it
you
was
weren't doing it.
Yeah, it was organic.
You weren't
bro.
doing it to save the earth, though, Pat. That was just you discovering
No,
yourself
you're just
sexually.
a psycho.
It could have been anything.
These
Yeah,
people are coming on the earth to save it.
It sounds like whatever was closest to your dick was
Yeah.
getting rubbed.
Could have been a driveway. Could have been could have been
a
anything.
buzzsaw, a wood chipper.
Yeah, except 6 weeks later, a flower grew up from that part that I was humping on the hill. So
There you go.
There you go.
argue with that.
You
Well,
impregnated the
P.
ground.
Fitzy, we're just gonna call him Fitzy because I'm sure that's what his boys call him too. Owe him a correction because he caught and time-stamped that I said Arnold Schwarzenegger couldn't be president because he wasn't a U.S. citizen, and I misspoke. I meant natural-born citizen. He's obviously a U.S. citizen, but correction.
He's a stickler on those times.
Arnold Schwarzenegger is.
He got
but,
ya.
Yeah, so I called him out on that. I was like, "Take it easy, Fitzy." And
Yeah.
he's like, "Well, let me send you some patches because I'm a police officer." And I was
Fitzy
like, "Well, now
is
we're talking."
fact-checking us.
Yes.
Fact checking.
And then
It makes sense. He's a cop.
He had a good theory that a lot of our listeners are cops because a lot of cops want to be stoners and they like the news. And I was
like
like,
that
that's
theory.
interesting. I've never heard that before, but I'm into it.
I like that theory. Well, anyhow, ecosexuals.
Send us the patches, boy.
Send us
I
some
don't
patches.
think send those patches. I don't think, Pat, that you actually started the ecosexual movement, but I will give you some credit that you were an early adopter.
Thank you. Is there an earlier instance? I'm going to write device.
Perhaps not. We'll find out. Anyways, the world is a confusing place. But you know what's not confusing? Where to get the best underwear that money can buy, and that is at MeUndies.com. MeUndies is simply the most comfortable and best-looking underwear on the market anywhere. You can't buy better underwear than this anywhere. It accentuates all the right places, if you know what I mean. It is made from the unbelievably soft and sustainable fabric that caresses your most important parts all day long. It's time to end your toxic relationship with your tattered, old, disgusting skid mark undies. MeUndies offers endless options for those looking to up their undie game. You can choose a monthly membership, build a pack, and match your undies with your partner if you want to. No matter what you choose, you'll get a soft, sustainable pair of undies delivered straight to your door with free shipping. It's a win-win. Seriously, the best fucking underwear I've ever worn. I joined the club with our last promotion. I'm encouraging my wife to join the club with this round of promotion. MeUndies are made with soft, sustainable fabric and are available in sizes extra small to 4XL, something for everybody. From black to unicorn, MeUndies prints are made for your self-expression. For any first-time purchasers, you get 15% off and free shipping with our offer. It's a no-brainer. Like we said, they have a 100% satisfaction guarantee, and they're so fucking amazing, you're definitely not going to even need to use the guarantee. You're going to keep them because you're going to love them.
Yeah, they're 100% guaranteed.
Yeah, 100%. I don't even know. They shouldn't even offer returns because nobody ever has returned these things.
Why? It's a waste of time to even print that.
Yeah.
But they're the best. They're the best pair of underwear you've ever worn outside of your first boner underwear, as Pat could tell you.
Right.
Yeah, and those they could have been improved.
And they could be MeUndies.
Yeah.
Get your kids MeUndies, and they're gonna be humping.
Check it
the
out,
hills.
guys. I'm wearing my
Hey,
Ooh,
elephants.
nice.
I'm wearing my elephants right now.
Subscribe to the YouTube. So remember, it's a no-brainer to get your 15% off your first order, free shipping, and the 100% satisfaction guarantee that you won't even need to use. Go to MeUndies.com/factor. Again, that's MeUndies.com/factor. 15% off, free shipping, 100% satisfaction guarantee. Best underwear you will ever wear.
Agreed. All right, guys, one last story. Another story about a bird running the lives of humans 10 times its size. This time an aggressive chicken has been attacking customers at a bank in Walker, Louisiana.
Seems like a quick fix.
Yeah, seems like a real quick fix. Apparently, this thing has just been hanging out outside the bank and attacking people visiting the ATM and even trying to jump into cars in the drive-through lanes. The Walker police had some fun on social media and created a post of a rooster wearing a mask, which said, quote, "Police are looking for a reddish-tan chicken, approximately 18 inches tall and 6 to 8 pounds in weight. The chicken is wanted on charges of assault, attempted battery, attempted burglary, terrorizing, and ignoring an order of the governor. Given the chicken's history of aggressive behavior, the public is urged to avoid confronting the fowl and to instead contact Walker police if seen."
Yeah, so, armed and delicious.
Yeah. So they essentially sealed the chicken's fate with that post because someone went out and murdered that fucking chicken that day.
Everybody is going out with a gun when they see that. I'm going to get that chicken. Or a golf club. Whatever they're...
Well, yeah, you got to take care of an aggressive chicken.
Well, yes, it deserved to die, and I hope it burned in hell. I mean, eat the fucking thing.
Right.
Yeah, chicken.
It's a chicken.
Right. And a chicken cawing at you nonstop, now that's annoying.
Yeah.
If it cawed...
Yeah. Trying to get in my car, I would just, let it get in the car and then try to snap its neck.
You would not, Mark. You would let a strong, more burly Louisiana man do that for you. As would I.
But I was watching that guy who was fighting the turkey with the golf club. The video that
that's hilarious.
The viral video. Yep. I was thinking, like, man, why does that guy just hit the turkey in the head,
in the neck? Don't just grab it
right there.
It's
so easy.
It's because it's just shocking. It's a shocking thing for people to see if you just smash a turkey in the head.
I mean, I don't know if you've ever watched an Anthony Bourdain show or seen any cultural shows, but you bring the chicken to the fucking market and they just kill it.
You
right
got
in front
a driver,
of you.
Wes. That's a driver. You could tee off on that head.
Yeah. Also, think about it this way: just
fuck that chicken.
Basic social etiquette. You just don't roll up on someone when they're at the ATM. You keep a distance from them, and this chicken's not fucking honoring that.
That's what I'm saying.
Could be a spy.
If the chicken's pecking you at the ATM and then tries to jump in your car and peck you, all you do is you shout once, "Is this anyone's goddamn chicken?" And then if no one answers, you fucking
you check its
kill
collar, see if it's got tags.
Yeah.
If not, you kill that fucking chicken.
Chickens are small enough you could just step on it.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
You could,
kill
yeah.
it. Kill the chicken.
Well, punt that chicken.
I don't want to think about
You could
stepping on
easily
it.
punt the chicken.
Pick that chicken and punt that chicken.
Punt that chicken, cook that chicken. And that's going to do it for Hard Factor, everyone. Thank you again for listening. Voicemails and reviews will be coming on tomorrow's show, 512-270-1480. We will have a P.O. box set up on the next show. So if you want to send us some patches or anything cool, we'll let you know that address. Just subscribe to YouTube. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, at Hard Factor News.
Send us stories, right?
Yep, send us stories for What the Fuck Wednesday and Florida Man Friday or alternate Florida Man Friday. And most importantly, have yourself a great fucking day.